Okay, oh my god, it's day 9, we're almost there, and I am now wearing my cardi that I've been making along with you. So today we're going to do the ripping list here, all from, just to show, like from the bottom here, all over the neckline and back down. And on the way down again, we do the buttonholes. You can make as many buttonholes as you like. I actually decided to go with this different accent color now for this one, and I really like how it's turning out. I've just done them in one color so far. How are we on yarn after finishing like the ripping on the bottom? And this here is 2 balls, so I still have a whole ball left from my 10 ball original batch. And it's just the after this part here, it's just the pockets done. So I'm great on yarn. I hope that you are as well. And don't you like how this looks with this accent color here? I'm really digging it. As you can see, it is still, no, you cannot see it because I'm, it is still a bit short on me. This is very flattering, I'm sure. Me jumping up and down. This is what I'm doing here. I'm trying to, like, I'm doing the, yeah, that's why for all the makeup and the jumping. It is still a bit short on me here. Or just like, you can flat block it and have it like this. I'm going to slouchy block it because I want it a bit longer. What was I going to say? I just made 1 buttonhole for this one because I just want to be able to close it up just one here. I usually wear these open. You can do that, or you can do many buttons like I did on this one here. This one I did it all the way down. Whoop. And you can just decide where you situate your buttons. I show it all in the video how you do it. And or you can just do like the one that I'm always wearing. I just put some leather strings on each side and tie it together. So there's lots of options. Even you can just you see, on both sides I put just little bits of leather and then I tie it together. Or you can just leave it open as well. So lots of possibilities, but I'm going to show you how to make the buttonhole and the ribbon list up and down. And tomorrow it's just finishing. Then it's just the pockets and blocking and we're a whoopa done. Let's do this. List coming up. Okay, on to part 9. We are now going to do the ripping list. I'm going to show you how to do the buttonholes. So just to give you a quick overlook here, this is where we're at the moment. So we have done our front side panels here and the ripping at the bottom. And now we're going to do the ripping lists all the way up here, whoop, over the neckline and down back again. And there you do the buttonholes if you like. I am not going to put buttonholes on mine because I like to just tie it together here, but I'm going to show you how to make it anyways. And so until now I've just made them unicolored, just in one color, my sweaters. And so I told you not to break the yarn here at the end of part 8, but I'm gonna mix it up just a little bit. So I've been using this Álafoslopi here, which is color number 1232, and I'm gonna do just the ripping here in this beautiful, it's got a bit of a tweed in it, so it's like a dark teal, really pretty, and it is number 9967. So I'm just going to do this ripping list here in this color just to mix it up just a little bit because I've made countless of these and I want to make something a bit different. I think these 2 colors will go great with jeans. So stop yapping, Tina, and let's get on with it. I'm going to show you how to do the ripping in this new pretty color. Whoop whoop. Yeah. Okay, on we go. Ripping list coming up. Like I've said before, this is one of my favorite bits. It just ties everything together and makes me happy. I am here behind the scenes trying to figure out where my end is. It is here. So if you are not changing color, then you just continue with you have your yarn here fastened at the end of this row here. And since I am just going to fasten it real quick here into the back loop here because we're going to going into the back loops. But let's just pretend that this is the same yarn, yeah? So you are here at the end of the ribbing for the bottom, and now we are going to chain up 7 stitches. 1, 2, because we're going to do a 6-stitch ribbing here all over the front and neckline. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. I would have loved to use this color actually for my sweater, but I was afraid it was too dark for the camera, but you can see it all right. And now we're just going to do the same as we've been doing before with the ribbing. So we're going to go back and work 6 single crochets again. We skip obviously the one that's up on our hook and the first one, go into the second one from the hook and just work 1 half double crochet into each stitch. We are continuing with hook number 6. Okay, what have we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Up, like so. I'm just going to pull a bit of this here. And now we continue and we just go here. Actually, we're going to go into the back loops here and we're going to fasten as always before with the 2 slip stitches. Just going to go into the back loop here of the ribbing bit of it, 2 slip stitches, and then we go back and we skip the 2 slip stitches and work again 6 single crochets back. This is the same as all the ribbing we've been doing. Wonderful mindless crocheting and tying the whole thing together. Okay, 6, chain and turn, and we continue the same way and we go back and work 6 stitches. So while we're going up this side of the cardigan, we don't have to think at all. It's when we go down the other side that we're going to make the buttonholes, if you choose to put buttons. So until we get to the other side, it's all just the same. I'm doing here my 2 slip stitches here to fasten it and go back and do this. So I'm just going to show you here when I get to the, because it's all the same, it's just back and forth, these 6 stitch ribbing. Just going to show you here once we get to this part here, when we finish the ribbing, then I'm going to be working my ribbing into, we have this, these are the 3 loops here. I'm going to be working it into the 3rd loop in the back and the back loop here, and I'm going to be leaving this 1 loop here just to give a bit of a accentuation here. And then when you get up further along, when we get to our single crochet stitches here, then what I like to do, I also like to leave this front loop here. I'm a big fan of leaving the front loop for accent. And so then I go into the back one and I kind of like to just take try and grab here at the back, you see, a second, just so that it's a bit more firm. You see, if I go into the back loop and I can then go here, there's a second, it's not the 3rd loop, it's just like a part of, either this stitch, or sometimes I will go even further and try and, but or this one, just try to grab a bit of extra so that you're not doing the ribbing just into this 1 back loop here. You can also go into both loops, obviously here. This is more of a taste thing, but like I said, once I finished with because in the half double crochets, then we have the 3 loops to choose from. So I'll just go into the 2 of the back here and leave 1 here. But once we get up to the single crochet stitches, then if we go into the back and we leave this one here, it's nice to just try to anchor it a bit here in the back, going into something extra here. Okay, so I have full confidence in you that you can manage to go all the way up here and over the neckline. It's always just the same, just the 6 stitch ribbing like we've been doing here now for a while. And then once I finish that, going all up here and coming down here, down to here where the last row 9 of the front panel here on the right side when looking down at it is, and then I'm going to show you how you do the buttonholes and how to situate them and such. Okay, let's go, it's the fun list ribbing extravaganza. Have fun, happy hooking. Okay, So before we go any further, because I'm just going to put, I decided to put just one button on my WHOOPA that I'm making now, but I just want to show you this one here that I made that is all buttoned. Okay, so what you want to do is to take your buttons. I prefer to have rather large buttons because even though the buttonholes that we make are just one chain, you just want to have a bit larger buttons so that it really holds in place, you know, because this is a big gauge and what have you. So what you want to do is find your buttons. Like here, for example, I used 2, 4, 6, 7 buttons on this one here, and you just want to lay them out on the other side, the side that you have already done, this side here, and decide where you're going to place your buttonholes. And I usually will make these on every, so what did I do here? Here is one. I will do like 2 ridges or 3 in between. No more, no less than 2 ridges, because these, for example, I wouldn't have wanted to have them any closer together. But this is, you can decide on how you do it. Like I said, sometimes I'll just put the tie here with the leather strap. I'm just going to put one button on the one that I have, because I usually wear mine open. But for example, for this one, I thought it was really nice to have the buttons on it. So you have to decide where you put your buttonholes, and then you work it accordingly. But I think this one turned out really nice. And while I'm showing you this one, I just want to show you the yarn that I used for it. It's this one here. If you're in Iceland, you can get this in Maro. But it's really lovely, lovely lush yarn. This is the large short version. And it's a bit smaller because this is a bit thinner yarn. But it's really, I think it's just beautiful yarn to work with. It's really, really lush. So I used what? Yeah, 8 skeins of this. I have one extra here. I think I have enough of the 8 to make the pockets as well. But so you decide on the placement, but do lay them out on the other side just to see how it looks like that, so that they're not too tight together, what have you. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to make one buttonhole, and then you design your own. Okay, so I have worked my ribbing here on this one all the way up here and over the neckline and down again, and I am here at really almost the end of row, or practically at the end of row 9. You see where sort of this ends here. Okay, usually when I'm making it buttoned all the way down, I will start with the buttons a bit after this bit here, the end of row 9 on the front panels, but now I want to have it a bit higher up because I'm just putting 1 in. Okay, but again, this is totally up to you, and you can put them anywhere you want, really. You can put buttons all over it if you want. So I am here at the place where I have already done the 2 slip stitches there to where you already add the 2 slip stitches here to put into, to fasten it to the cardigan. Okay, so I am going to turn, and now on row, what is really row 2, repeat of row 2, because we're always repeating row 2 and 3. That is when I'm working away from the cardigan and out to the edge. Then I'm just going to do it. This is so easy. Okay, so you're going to skip the 2 slip stitches as normally, and then you are going to work 2 single crochets. Okay, skip these 2, and then you do 2 single crochets, and then you just do 1 chain for the buttonhole, skip 1 stitch, and do 3 single crochets. So this is insanely easy. Okay, and now our buttonhole is here, and like I said, I want to keep them small because you really want them to grip properly, and you don't want to use too small of buttons for this. Okay, and then you just turn and you work around row 3 back just as normally. So then you just work the chain there and turn and just work it normally, work into like so. This is 1 and 2 and whoop, whoop here and 2 and 3 into the normal into the back loop of the stitches, and then I just work into. You can work into the loophole here, the single crochet. It maybe gives a bit more defined buttonhole, but I don't like it really because then I'm ducking with the whole look of the ribbing. So I will just work into the back loop of the chain, just one single crochet, just one single crochet into the back loop of each stitch, also into the back loop of the chain, right? Total of 6, and then you continue as before and fasten with 2 slip stitches and go back and forth until you do your next buttonhole. And like I said, I will usually have at least 2 ridges in between, sometimes 3. But, you know, again, you can put them anywhere you want. And then you just continue, whoop, all the way down to the end here and just finish it here at the end of the ribbing like we did with the ribbing before. I've done so many ribbings with you now, I don't think I need to show you. So just finish here at the end and finish by going out and cutting your yarn. Okay? Wunderbar. So that is part 9 all done, and now we're almost finished. Tomorrow we're just going to add the pockets and blocking. Whoop whoop! Almost there. Yay!